live in the Gun Hill, from Freeman Street to Prospect Avenue, Fordham Road, Coral City to Elder Avenue, Valley Park, Eaton Wall to Bronx River, Bronx Deal, Soundview, Esbar, baby. I'm boogie down like this Choke King, man. We go within the playground.
Hey everybody in podcast land, welcome to the Bronx Music Podcast with me, Gary Axelbank. It is my pleasure to be here yet again. And my buddy Monica Glick reminded me that this is our 1-year anniversary. This was started in February 2024, and here we are in February 2025, beginning yet another Bronx Music Podcast. But before we even begin, I just want to thank all the great people who helped to put this together. I already mentioned Monica, who's already getting out the Jenny Sweets pastries, which is a good thing. And so thanks to Monica Glick and everything she does. This is Monica and Elliot's house, the artist, formerly the Starving Artist Café, which is now for the second year in a row been voted the best concert venue in the Bronx. So we can have a little applause, please. And that's why that's why we're here, because these are great people and it's a wonderful place. And I call him GW. My buddy George Williams Jr. is the tech guy who runs this thing. And thank you so much, GW, for being here. Because of who we are in the Bronx and what we've been through in this borough and the way we've been perceived by the outside world, there's this ongoing effort to define who is the Bronx, what is the Bronx. It is my contention and the contention of this program that we have founded a year ago, that it's music, it's Bronx music that underscores every one of our neighborhoods and defines us as really an international community. You just have to look at this stage and you will see a band from West Africa and a guy whose family is Jewish, and I came from Orthodox Jews from Russia and Latvia. And that's just us. And if you look even around this room, there's people from all over the world. And what binds us and what defines us, every immigrant community that comes to the Bronx brings what today's guest brings, and that's music and their music. Undeniably, the people of the Bronx come from all over the world. And right now, the immigrant experience is front and center in our newspapers, in our TVs, in the news, and more importantly, in our cultures. And when we walk into the deli in the Bronx and you're standing there, there's people from who knows where next to you, and they may be dressed differently, and they may look differently, and they may speak of a different language, but that's who we are. And then if you go to any neighborhood in the Bronx, any neighborhood, and you ask parents what they want music programs for their kids. And so I think this is a proper way to introduce our guest, Abdoulaye Alhassane Toure. Nice to have you with us, Abdoulaye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
What I want to start with, and you're already holding an instrument that we could probably spend 3 hours talking about, but I just want to tap into that notion of immigrant experience. Where are you from? Let's start there. And where did you grow up originally?
I'm from Niger and Mali. My parents are originally from northern Mali, immigrated in Niger Republic, which is 400 miles between the two cities, which speaking same language basically, between northern Mali and the West Niger capitals, Niamey, where I was born and grew up.
And you mentioned language. I was going to get to language, but since you started there, there are so many dialects, so many African dialects. Do you understand many of them? Do you speak one of them? Tell me something about that I don't know and that we don't know about, what your real native tongue is.
So, my native language is called Songhai. The Songhai people are in northern Mali, from Timbuktu, Gao, and Niamey, Niger's capitals, all the way to north of Benin. But authentically, Gao is a Songwai empire. If you hear about Mansa Musa, Sonia Liber, Askia Mohammed, this is where my native language came. But where I grew up in Niamey, Niger's capitals, Niger has 8 to 9 language.
Wow.
So
And do you understand all those languages?
No, I speak the main two
Wow.
major languages, Hausa and German, where I grew up in Niamey. So I speak perfectly those languages, plus my native language, which is very similar to Zarma.
And would you do us a favor and say hello? It's a pleasure to be here in your in your native language.
En continuo, I go New York, Bronx. And I invite I get donu house chine am donu songa chine.
And what exactly? We heard Bronx in there.
Yes, I said today.
What exactly did you say?
I had been invited in the Bronx to talking about music and culture in a very nice neighborhood.
There you go.
And I was singing Sorai and Hausa.
Describe, if you would, what life was like when you were growing up and what the communities looked like and how you lived, just to share some of that so we could fully understand.
Beautiful. Like we always think about that lifestyle. Where I was born and raised in Niamey, the beauty of multicultural and ethnic language, that the diversity is very, very exciting.
Diversity.
Yeah, it's very diverse. You grown up, you go out your door, you see 2-3 guys nearby your neighbor speaking different language, 2-3 language.
Wow.
Your kids will grown up, pick up all these languages, speak them naturally. So this is the beauty of those areas.
We're going to talk about the Bronx experience, but what you just described sounds like a Bronx experience, so that being here, you feel at home because people are from all different places. How interesting. Are people poor? Do they live well? Do they live healthy? Can they get good food? Do they have nice establishments to live in? What is it like? Is it urbanized or is it rural? Describe it.
Yes, it's urbanized. It's another beauty of these cosmopolitan cities like Niamey. All the 8 ethnic groups of Niger gathers, meet there, and you have all of them in every house. You would see them, and every restaurant out nearby, and then also the neighbors countries are there also with their restaurant and the culture like Nigeria is right south of Niger. So we have all those Nigerian restaurants in my family house actually. So.
And transportation, so people have cars? Are they American cars? Are they Japanese cars? Are they made somewhere else, French cars?
Well, yeah, we have mostly French cars and then Japanese cars there, even Germany cars. We have all kind of car coming there. People,
I have to laugh because it's the same cars we have.
Yes, people study going to Europe and come back buying cars or car actually factories are there.
And your family, your father, your mom, they worked. What did they do for a living?
My mom and my dad, actually, my mom is just housewife.
Housewife, okay.
My dad's is doing commerce.
In commerce?
He's doing commerce. Like he's trading.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
He's doing trading.
Trading. Oh, so
yes.
he does commerce. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
commerce,
I understand. And all right, here's the leading question of all. At what point did you learn music? Was music around? Is it something you discovered? Was it always around you? Just how did we get to the point that you could do what you do?
Good question. Music is always around us. We grown up listening to multicultural music, even including American music. All the vinyl discs of my uncles are American. Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, James Brown, you name it. All my uncles' vinyl discs are American music. Now, in the national radio also, we have all this authentic traditional West African music from all over.
So this is absolutely fascinating. So it's American music that, can you name someone? Should I guess is like Elvis Presley or Motown? What kind of music?
Yeah, mostly like as all these personalities I talk about, their music is very, very popular in Africa.
All of that music is.
Yes, all those musics I talk about, all this old American music, R&B, American blues, and several American jazz are popular there.
So while you were warming up, I forgot. I think it was Elliot who said, "This just sounds like the old bluesmen." It sounded like Robert Johnson or T-Bone Walker or somebody like that. And then there was something else that you picked, and Elliot said, that sounds Gaelic. It sounds Irish. And while I was listening to something else, I think we played a little tape, and it sounded to me like it was country music. And so all of that is in there in what you do. And I see you're smiling, so that's true.
Yeah, as I said, we are in an environment where, except their own music is there, the multicultural music, European music is exported and playing radio. They have radio shows, has special show even for European music, Western music, I mean. So, and everyone with vinyl disc, American popular is very popular over there. All the Texas have a collection of American pop, rock, R&B music collection.
Wow.
And our traditional music is very valuable there. The radio stations with all the national language events are playing traditional music. So we grown up as a multicultural environment, listen to all type of music, all type of music.
At what age did you say, "Oh, I want to do this," and this is the instrument that was put into your hands?
Well, I get this instrument.
This is called a gurmi.
Later, gurmi.
Gurmi.
The guitar was the first one. There's a little one. Is a little of these instruments that I start playing with. Is a box of sardine, the metallic box of sardine with the stick and the strings.
Wow. People in the audience are going,
the tuna is sardine is the brand.
And that was put in. Somebody gave it to you, or you wanted to do it, or
I started making up myself because I saw people do it in the villages, and when I really started playing music was around 1980s in my high school. I saw the guitar players come to my high school. We have a high school competition, cultural competition in Niamey between colleges. So each college come up with the ballet and the song of vocal songs, chorals, and the dancing choreograph. So this is how I find a friend of mine with the guitar. I was very interested, and I started.
I have to tell you, for me, this really, really just reinforces what I was talking about at the beginning and what I really believe, that it's music that, and you talk about, let's say they had a chorus in school, or, they played in schools, and that's what the kids did. This is what I'm going to advocate. We've got to put more resources into music and into these kinds of things, especially now after our kids have been, for a couple of years just looking at computer screens. And so that inspired you. At what point, now I know you've traveled a little bit. You came to the U.S. Talk a little bit about the travel part of how you came here. And I mean, I don't want to tell this story because you told me, but tell a little bit of the story of how you came here, and et cetera, and how we ultimately landed here.
I was for 15 years going to Europe for summer festivals.
In Europe?
With my band, yes.
So how long ago was that?
Around between 92 and 2001. I was going to Europe every year for summertime. And I first come touring in America in 2001. Just after 9/11, I made a tour with my band, and we went back to Africa because we had a lot of programs in Europe.
And where in Europe? Just out of curiosity.
And we go everywhere. From France, my booking agent is resident on south of Bordeaux, in France. This is where he is. We go there, and then we touring. We go to Germany, we go to Belgium, we go to Swaziland. We go everywhere in Europe.
Were you received as in the same way? People just love the music because it communicates to them.
Yes, French.
I knew
let's
that.
say in Europe are very developed in audience in terms of world music. They're very in advance in my point of view, compared to when I came here in 2001. It's completely audience a different view of world music. Music coming from different where around the world. So Europeans are very advanced in the world music festivals, giant festivals like Central Park festivals. They have it a lot. And then beside that, also schools are very interested of discovering traditional music of other parts of the world. So when we play in different towns, different small towns like this, next day we had a workshop in schools, elementary, high school, and colleges to discover those instruments. So we demonstrate and we talk about the origins of these instruments and their geolocalizations also, where they are used in Africa, in which country, which ethnic group is using this instrument, and for which purposes. So those things are, very rare to.
And you love it because it's a way of talking about music, but also communicating your culture and
Absolutely.
But before we move on, because I do want to move on, how did you learn English? When did you learn English? Because your English is pretty good. When did you learn it?
Actually, my English is not good. I'm trying. I never go to school for English, but back home, I study Arabic and French from elementary to high school. My high school, they had us an hour English weekly. So I started picking up a little bit over there from Africa. Right. Then when I get here, I just pick it up like this by working, daytime job, picking English.
Did you come here before your family, or you brought your family with you?
No, I came first.
You came first?
2003. I decided my second time coming to United States.
Why?
2003, and then I decided to stay.
Why did you come here? What was the attraction?
My goal was two elements. Like first, creating a musical industry so I'll be able to produce, to continue my legacy. What I was doing back home in a music school, I was producing a lot of young artists, a lot of talented artists inside the music school studio. So you thought
the musical opportunity in the music industry here was better.
Right, because we have no producing companies back home in Niger. Certain countries may have few, but Niger Republic zero for professional production, zero music factories. So for me, come here, I've been already going in Europe. I saw it, but I wasn't able to really get prepared, purchase materials. My goal coming here is actually to work hard, get money, buy my equipment, and going back home.
But that didn't turn out. Now, you had told me that you ultimately brought your family here.
Right.
And why did you do that? I
decided just to stay. And actually, with the intention of going back, and then some chaos happening in my country where my kids live, Libyans have problems, they kill the president, they drag the same rebels in northern Mali, and destabilize the whole region. My country was a chaos there, a whole kind of terrorist group. I have to move my family town to time, back and forth between.
And it was time to go, and you knew about what life was like here, and you thought they could do well.
Yeah, that's why I decided to get them out there, actually.
Listen, it's such a contemporary dialogue right now in America, the immigrant experience, and I'm thrilled that through music, we were able to tell this story. It's such a wonderful story. And then how did you get to the Bronx?
Well,
took a bus.
I was living in Harlem for 20 years. I was living in Harlem, and then just last year, I was lucky to buy a house in the Bronx, Cortona Park, and get my family.
Everybody loved it.
Got my 5 daughters and my wife and my son comfortable to study. Have more space to study and being comfortable.
And how many children do you have?
I have 5 daughters and 1 son. And
5? Would you say 5?
5 daughters.
5 daughters and 1 son. Isn't that beautiful?
So they all
we can applaud for that. Come on.
Thank you.
Come on. Oh, my goodness. All right. You want to tell us what you're going to play and tell us about the instrument?
Thank you. Yeah, this instrument is called gurmi. I learned it by trying to teach one of my best friends who's school teacher at the same time musicians. He playing this instrument, and he was curious to be able to play diatonic scales, do, re, mi, regular standards, diatonic European
scales,
do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, into his instruments. So I took it, and then I touched it, and I tried to figure out how he's going to play, and then I show him how to play diatonic scales. His name is Mamman Malam Barka. He passed away a few years ago.
Okay.
So by teaching him how to play diatonic scales,
it's only got two strings, folks. Two
yes,
strings.
Yes, I learned how to play by start playing his own songs. So the song I'm going to play, actually, he's the one who interpreted first, and then he's singing about African childs, exactly what we talk about recently about moving my family from Africa to here, struggling, grown up in a struggle with all kind of civil wars going on around them, and they are sick to find someone who's going to rescue them about those chaos and destabilization. This is what the song I'm going to play with this instrument is about.
This is like an interpretation of Bob Dylan, right? Okay. So what's the name of the song? And let's do it.
Enfant d'Afrique in French, mean African child in English. You
let's go.
Are so far, and you wonder someday someone will come and rescue this situation. This is what the song is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Abdoulaye Alhassane Toure.
Souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Enfant d'Afrique qui n'a que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Enfant d'Afrique qui n'a que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Afrique berceau de l'humanité, Afrique noyau de l'humanité, jadis peuple prospère uni, on t'a trompé, on t'a utilisé, contre toi pour te massacrer. On t'a trompé, on t'a utilisé, contre toi pour verser ton sang. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Afrique berceau de l'humanité, Afrique noyau de l'humanité, 30 ans de guerre dans la misère, tu cherches à faire un homme qui te libère. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Avec les vents de la démocratie, tu espères être bien assis. Avec les vents de la démocratie, tu espères être bien assis. Mais les beaux discours t'ont trahi, les coups de calage t'ont terrorisé. Les beaux discours t'ont trahi, les coups de calage t'ont terrorisé. Ratatata, 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 boum boum. Et sans pitié ton sang a coulé. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer. Enfant d'Afrique, tu n'as que trop souffert, peuple martyr qui vit dans l'enfer.
Wow. It is.
Thank you.
It is astounding to watch you get music out of that. Two strings. You know, I learned music from notes and learning where to put your fingers. Is it feel or like how do you know where the keys are? You know, and there's no frets or anything.
Right,
like
there's no fret like the guitar,
Like
but it just you get used to it and find the scales. Actually, you can play multiple scales into this. You just have to practice it. You practice more, you find out. I play this song.
Sure, I could
my
just go
friend,
do that. Yeah,
Madam
right.
Muhammad Barka, who sing these songs, a very remarkable songs that in actuality today. What he was singing around 1987 is happening now in many places in West Africa.
Do you play every day? Do you wake up in the morning and play every day, or
Yes, I used to go crazy about George
stay on the
Benson.
microphone here?
I used to be crazy about George Benson when I discovered the guys with American jazz guitar players. I was like, wow, this guy play like trying like so fast. I have to follow him like so every morning, trying to, learn the jazz and develop speeding playing on a guitar. As I used to be full-time guitar player back home, we play a nightclub inside the nightclub every night from 9 p.m.
Every night.
9 p.m. to 5 a.m. more than 7 years. Every night. So, but I stopped doing it later after I co-found a very well-known band from Niger that I was going in Europe with.
So
That's
the band you. That's the band you play with?
Yeah, no, that different bands.
Different bands.
Around 92, the music school, for the first time we had music school in Niger Republic, occupied with some materials, and from at the end of the project, it was a project found by European community and the Niger's culture department. After the end of this project, I decided to create a new group called Mamar Kasei, in collaboration.
Mama Kase?
In collaboration with the vocal, the lead vocal guys who flute players named Yakuba, and with that bands, I actually put together the fusion of traditional instruments and two modern guitar. My guitar and the bass guitar. This is the band I used to tour in Europe with a lot.
You can't separate you from your music, right? The music goes with you. It's part of you. You think about it every day. You do it every day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Listen, playing from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. 7 nights a week, but it seems you have to have it, right?
Yep.
Can you describe why? Or it's part of you?
Well, by then, I was backing up 3 national singers very well known in Niger. Those 3 singers...
Just not busy enough.
Those 3 singers are a different ethnic group from different part of Niger Republic. And 2 of them passed away already, Alhaji Mao and Musa Pusi. And I was lead guitar, composer, and arranger of the band, the singer. They were singing, and we did what we could to get for the first time 3 album record, the Niger Histories. Mm-hmm. For the first time, 1987, 88, we get an album come up. We have to go all the way to Nigeria to record because we don't have no recording studio in Niger.
Wow.
All the way to Nigeria to record albums and AMI record and come back. It was hysterical.
One more question about the gurmi. Is that homemade? Like, does somebody make it, or there's a maker who makes instruments like that?
This instrument it belongs to the Fulans and Kanuri around Lake Chad in Niger. The people who live around this lake. This lake is between Niger Republic and Nigeria on the south side and Cameroon on southeast side, and Chad on the northeast side, and the Niger Republic on the northwest side. So these countries around the Lake Chad, the same people living there is the Bornu people.
But they make the instruments?
Yes.
And, wow.
The Bornu peoples are most likely playing this instrument.
And you added the little electronic pickup.
Yeah, it's called gurmi.
Gurmi.
It's called gurmi.
Now, the other instrument that you brought, you said that's how you learned to play the guitar. The
other one is instrument. The instrument that I started playing with when I was a little boy is tiny.
But that's the one you have at your side there, right?
Yeah, no, this one is it's called molo in Hausa, kurbu in my native language, and ngoni in Western Malian language, and Senegal halam in Senegal. So this instrument is one of the most popular in West African and sub-Saharan West African countries. Is very old also. Is an instrument belong to warriors. The warriors, when they go in a battlefield, they play this for themselves to glorify themselves. And
wow.
Recently started being used by the griot sects to glorify and honors the dignitary and the kingdom places.
And you said that the fingering on there was similar to what
Yes.
you learned on the guitar.
Yes.
Because that's going to be my introduction to get you to
Yes.
pick up the guitar.
Right. So when I started playing the guitar, I was actually influenced by Western music to be interested to playing the guitar. Is going to maybe surprise you. The well as Bob Marley's bands, lead guitar
The way
players
they-
touching.
right.
You ever heard of one to play guitar?
Well,
And,
let's do it.
Then after I started playing, actually, there is a songs from music guitar playing style come from northern Mali in Gao.
Northern Mali.
Yes, in Gao and Timbuktu by Ibrahim Hamadiko is the lead singer, and then Fisa Mega. Those two lead singers touched my heart, and then I grew up listening to their songs when I was a little boy, from 5 years old.
And they played on the gurmi or
Forever.
they played on the guitar?
On the guitar.
Well, so now you're going to
yeah.
pick up the guitar?
I'm going to actually interpret one of songs of Fisa Mega, who is in actuality today. And when he did it, was like around 1970s. He did songs of the title which I'm
That
going to
we're
play,
gonna
When a
Okay.
Bibio.
You're just going to put that down? Okay. Otherwise, I would hold it for you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to introduce this particular piece?
When a Bibio, the cloudy sunshine, that's what that means.
What was that? Cloudy sunshine?
Yes. This.
Okay.
So, imagine sun covered by the cloud. That's how I call it. We titled it like this. It said,
Oh, I see.
let's live underneath of this cloud with peace and harmony. So the song actually asks the Mali and the Sahelian community to not divide, to stay unity, and call to all the world humanities to stay peaceful together in this earth without conflict and hatred and division. This is what the song title is about.
Something we can all get behind. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdoulaye Alhassane Toure.
Thank you. Okay. Wai hayai he waraga Wai guma magara hato Irindi nei zai masicherin kosai Tani ha maine Askiya Muhammad ni ha maine Mahali Beiro ni ha maine Soni Ali Hibar ni ha maine Mahali Bani hamaine Mohoro na bani hamaine Sarauniya manguni hamaine Zabar Khan ni hamaine Askiya Muhammad ni hamaine Nitiwo, nitiwo, nitiwo Nitiwo, nitiwo, nitiwo Nitiwo, nitiwo, nitiwo Nitiwo, nitiwo, nitiwo Thank you.
The whole idea is to bring harmony and peace and lack of conflict in the world, right? That's
Yep,
what
yep.
It's like all we are saying is give peace a chance. There we go. Now, let's see here. I want to ask you about the band, but let's see. African Day 2011, you were celebrated in New York. More than 600 top dignitaries from the African Union and United Nations, their families and friends gathered for the 48th celebration of African Day at Manhattan Center in New York on May 31st, 2011. Talk to me about the band that played at that, and we're going to play a piece from there.
Thank you, Gary, to remind brought of this because this band is a band that I put together in New York. I have a different formula of band. I can play in solo, in duo, trio, acoustic, traditional formulas of trio African music, and then as well as Afro pop band to play Afro blues, jazz, or Afro modern music, Afro beats.
I know for you, you'll play with anybody. You want to play music. And so if it's a band, you'll play with the band. If
Right.
it's, as you say, solo or duo or trio, you'll
Right.
do that because you just have to play.
Right.
Right,
So
clearly.
this band is a band I put together. I perform with in some schools and college and also some concert as well. So when this event come up, I use this band to perform at the United Nations. This is how I used to play in a bar. I have pop modern band with the electric guitar.
This is wait. This is how you used to play in the bar?
Yes.
The same, and that was what you brought to the United Nations.
As well in the jazz club in Harlem, I used to play in St. Nick's Pub African night, Saturday night, every Saturday night with the same band. And I have a band for the bar and I have a band for concert.
So this was...
the musician I use especially for festivals, with the high...
Right. Well, that was high profile. It was 13 years ago.
Right.
So now the name of the piece, I'm going to mispronounce it. It's Saki Hali.
Saki Hali is in Hausa language, and Saki Hali means change your character. This song been wrote by one of my colleagues in the band in Africa named Mao. Isufu Sage Di Mao. He's the one who wrote the songs, and I interpreted for this event.
So we should tell people who are listening on Apple or Spotify will not be able to see it, but if you watch it on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. But everybody here in the house and all at the artist, and also on those all the audio platforms, you'll be able to hear it. On YouTube, you'll be able to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, does the band have a name?
Dip Sahara.
Dip Sahara.
Yes.
Here they are.
Such a highly mean change your character for the best. Change yourself to better make progress in your life. Such a highly.
ya sa alama, yau kowa ya sake hali, kowa ya sake hali, hali yake samuwa. Mai gona iya cika wace, wace yake samu, yau kowa ya shifka hairan, yau kowa ya sa alama.
There you go.
Thank you.
Abdoulaye
Thank you.
Alhassane Toure. Tell everybody what you told me about the bass player that night.
Yeah, my best player wasn't able to make it. He was sick, and then I have to use the keyboard player to play the bass. And yeah, you know.
But the thing that gets me, and we talked about this just a few moments ago, that's, there's country in there. You could hear the violin. It sounded just like something out of Tennessee, and certainly there was that Gaelic feel. And this is the beauty of what you do. You bring all the cultures together.
My violinist she's European. From Germany. I mean, Armenian, grown up in Germany, and she's very pretty much open to the world music. Learns from age of 6 years old, start playing violin. She's very good, Federica Krellis, and the drummers also used to play with the Fela too. Very good musicians. I like.
We started out talking about the Bronx as a place where cultures come together, where music brings those cultures together, and you have exemplified that in every which way.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for Abdoulaye Alhassane Toure.
Thank you.
The Bronx Music Podcast, you can pick it up on Apple or Spotify, and of course, if you want to see the video of that band doing that, the piece you just saw, then you make sure to watch it on YouTube. Next month, we are going to have two twins from the Bronx, 14-year-old, who are hip-hop stars. And they can rap and they can do the whole thing. They'll sing and dance and do all that. And that will be next month, and we'll advertise it as we get closer. Thank you to Elliot and Monica, in whose house we are. My buddy George Williams. I saw that Josh Cruz came in. Nice to see Josh. And we thank everybody for joining us. Let's keep rocking the Bronx with music from all different places and all different cultures. And we'll see you next time on the Bronx Music Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bronx deal, sound you, heads bar, baby. I'm boogie down.